Guys, here to start doing a few instruction videos on Keko Chronicles. If you haven't checked out the game, you can check us out at kekochronicles.com. It's available to buy on thegamecrafter.com, and we're also running a Kickstarter to raise funds to get this game up and running. This first video is just going to be explaining the different types of cards that you're going to see in a Keko Chronicles game. When you get your copy of Keko Chronicles, there's two different size cards in there. There are the character cards and then the cards that go in the play deck. We'll look at the character cards first. The characters in Keko Chronicles, in the original set, you got 3 heroes, and you're going to have 3 villains. Future sets will add to the mix. But to play a game of Keko Chronicles, you're going to start as one of these characters. Each one has different strengths, different weaknesses. They change how you play the game. Down in the lower left, you've got your number of cards that the character will draw during their turn. In the lower right, that's the starting life points that your character will have. Once the character's life is reduced to 0, they're out of the game. The winner of the game will be the person that's left. You can choose these in several different ways, randomly, pick your favorite kind of thing, whatever you want. But these are the character cards, and we'll talk more about them later. We're just going to slide some of these away and kind of leave one out there just so you can kind of get a little overview of how things look. Second type of card, these are creature cards marked off by the paw print here. They can do some different things. This one forces another player to discard a card. This one can do damage to a person's life total, and this one can do a lot of damage to a person's life total. So as you play creatures, they're going to go on this side of your character throughout the game. The next type of card that you would probably encounter, we have items. They're marked by a backpack. You can have 3 of those in play at a time. You got one here that does damage, one that protects you from certain creatures, and this one actually helps you draw cards. It comes into play with several counters on it. Counters are going to be a part of Keko Chronicles. We'll explain more of that as time goes, but items are going to go right here. Next, I have some examples of some crystals. Crystals in the game, they kind of are the energy that drives the game, so to speak. Like this particular card would come in with counters. This card would come in with counters. Crystals add or remove counters from cards, and they would go down here. Like this one would add 2 counters to any card you want, so on and so forth. Crystals, there's no limit to the number that you can have. 3 items, no limit to crystals, no limit to creatures either. These are transportation cards marked by the ship's wheel here. Transportation are just vehicles that your character is operating. You can have only one of those in play at a time because you can only drive one vehicle. This one lets you, the mining car lets you sift through your deck for crystals, and that's where the transportation would go. So you got your transportation, your items, your crystals, your creatures over here, your character card in the middle, and then the next card type we have here is marked by the map. These are locations. These cards are one in play at a time, and they affect everybody. This one, for example, it doubles all damage done to any player. So all damage done to all players is doubled. So that would kind of go right there. There's a couple other examples there that we'll look at those later. And the final type of card is marked by the lightning bolt. These are action cards. These are cards that you play them. They don't stay in play like these do. They would go right to a discard pile. This one, choose any card in play and place it into the discard pile. Could remove any of these things. This one lets you look at any player's hand and choose one of those cards and put it into your own hand. So these are action cards, and these ones can only be played on your turn. But there are special action cards marked with a star called sudden action cards, and those can be played on another person's turn. The sudden action card, this one says, it's called rejection. It says play rejection after any card is played. Cancel all effects of that card and place it into the discard pile. So if someone's playing a card that you don't want to have it in play, you can play this to cancel that right out. So those are the different types of cards that you will see. During our next video, we'll go into more in depth of how an actual turn would progress, the different phases from drawing cards to playing cards to doing action cards and that sort of thing. But this kind of gives you an overview. The character cards are the big cards. There's 3 heroes and 3 villains in the first set. Creatures go over here. There's about 20 of those in the first set. They're marked by the paw print. The items are over here, 3 in play at a time. And there's about 20 of those in the set. About 10 transportations marked by the ship's wheel, 1 in play at a time. There's about 10 crystals in the set. They're used to move counters around from different, from one card to another. Locations, there's about half a dozen of those. They affect everybody. They affect the game as a whole. And then you got the action cards, which you play, and they end up in the discard pile. And there's about 20 of those in the set. And there's the ones that you play on your turn with just the single lightning bolt, and the ones that can be played on anybody's turn or at different times, and those have a lightning bolt plus a star. So that's it for an overview of the cards. Once again, this is the game Keko Chronicles by Bowden Games. You can see us at KekoChronicles.com for more of the story behind the game. There's an actual story that takes place with these different characters and items and locations and all these different things. So KekoChronicles.com. The game is available to buy on the GameCrafter.com, and please consider supporting us in our Kickstarter effort as we try to raise some money to get this game out there and into people's hands. It's a lot of fun. Stick around for more videos, and we'll talk you through a turn. I guess that's it. Thanks.